Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Preparation Ape, your number one place for getting them ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm DKP.
It's been a while.
It has. And, of course, we're coming up live here from twitch.tv/Chainsype every single Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Well, I suppose that's it, isn't it? So, Bitch T, what's on the Resodox tonight, baby?
So, last week we talked about Microsoft leading into E3. So I figured it'd be a good time to talk about Sony. The kings. The people that are on top. 60 million of these motherfuckers in everybody's homes. I feel like the last couple of years they've fucking knocked it out of the park at E3. So I'm really curious to see if they will continue this trend. Specifically, they are doing the thing like they did the last couple of years where they put it in a movie theater. So they're treating it like some big show. And I think that it has gone well for them, so I think that we can expect something similar again this year.
Edify says, that's it, I'm tired of you monkeys always pulling our chains. What's with this YouTube content you keep hitting at? You just have to wait and see, won't you?
Yep.
We'll be hitting it hard and fresh next week.
Will we be?
Yeah. Well, maybe not next week, because, I don't know, Memorial Day, all that shit, I don't know what you have planned. But,
and, we don't keep hitting it nothing. We haven't talked about it in like a month. Maybe 2.
Well, maybe I've been hitting it. I haven't, but maybe I have. I haven't. All right, anyways. So, I mean, should we go on? I mean, we're going to be talking about the current state of Sony.
Yep.
We're talking about VR, which, of course, like as a whole, but also is a big piece of it, Sony.
Yeah.
We're going to be making bets on what games we're going to that we know about are going to be coming out
per se, but
all right. Well,
guesses.
We're going to be making our
I mean, I guess we could turn it into bets if you want to.
Nah, we don't got to do that. We'll be coming out in 2017 or beyond, and of course, we have our predictions.
Yay!
So, I'd say we got to keep this under an hour, and then we got the post show after this. So we'll keep this thing moving along.
Yep.
All right. So first off, current state of Sony. Let's talk about where they're at now.
So I touched on it a little bit in regards to where we started. What do you think?
Well, I mean, obviously they're in a fucking pretty great place. So the difference between, all right, so they have their newer console that just came out, and the difference between what they're doing and what Microsoft is doing.
You're talking about the
Scorpio, right?
The Scorpio
and the PS
Pro.
Pro. Yeah. So right now, the PS Pro's received really well. It's affordable. A lot of people who didn't have PlayStations before, such as Idify, have went out and bought the PS4 Pro instead of the regular. Yep. Obviously, it's doing well. It's not doing anything exceptional. Like, it's not doing anything crazy. But that's actually, I would say, possibly a strength.
For sure.
Because what we don't know about the Scorpio is either A, if it's worth the price, because we don't know what the price is. But rumors a while back where it was going to be around like $700.
Fuck that.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, as far as the hardware that's in there, like, it almost seems like it's a console for enthusiasts, but like people of that level who don't have that much money normally would buy a PC instead. So it's kind of from what we know, which is all rumors, it's kind of in a weird gray area. Meanwhile, Sony's launched theirs and it's doing well. So I mean,
it's doing well.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'd say that they're in a good spot as far as there with hardware. As far as games, look how many we have coming down the pipeline. We have God of War. We have Final Fantasy VII Remake. The Crash Bandicoot trilogy re-release that's coming out.
Days Gone.
Yeah, Days Gone.
Detroit Become Human. Spider-Man.
Yep.
Last of Us 2.
So yeah, they're pretty stacked in every regard possible.
And comparatively, we talked about this a little bit last week with Microsoft, but the question with Microsoft is what? What are we getting? And the question with Sony is when are we getting it? In terms of the big three, I think Sony has shown their cards the most. So the chances, and this is where it kind of gets interesting, is because the chances that we're going to be surprised at this E3, I think is super slim. But that's what Sony's been doing the last 2 years. The year before last, we got Final Fantasy VII Remake. We got Shenmue 3. We got The Last Guardian re-revealed. Like, it was like an E3 of the ages. And
it was the 1998 of E3.
Right?
Yeah.
And then last year, We got the new God of War reveal. We got Resident Evil 7 announced. We got a lot of huge things happening.
Not only did we get RE7 announced, but it's coming out in 6 months. And then it did.
I mean, that's true. But the way that it was revealed, the way it was like first-person horror, the way they focused on this...
I would say, like, they waited long enough for that reveal to make it a double fucking whammy, which was like... Until they were sure it could come out, and it was going to be coming out soon.
Yeah.
Instead of just... And I kind of hate this, is when, like, I think we talked about this before, they almost revealed Death Stranding too early. Where it's like, hey, yeah, I don't want to know just that a game exists conceptually.
Yeah.
Because then it's going to be agonizing, depending on how much you're hyped for it, over the next couple years.
That's Sony's play, is making shit as agonizing as possible for us. We got the Crash Bandicoot announced. Like, people have been asking for that for years. That got announced. So really, it feels like the majority of their surprises are, like, what can they do? What can they possibly do to surprise us? And that's the question is, will they try to surprise us? Or will it just be a big focus on things that we already know about, but more details? It's like, as opposed to, I don't know, showing off a new Onimusha game, we're instead going to get another level of God of War, like another gameplay segment of God of War, followed by a release date kind of thing. Like, right. I feel like we have a better chance of getting more information about what we already know than we do about new surprises. I hope it's both.
Well, now that you bring up Onimusha. Fuck.
You gotta add that to your list?
I think I am, yeah.
Okay. I thought about putting it on mine, but...
So, yeah, I mean...
Go a different direction.
I don't know, but, like, they have consistently pulled out, like, big fucking surprises every time for, like, the last 4 years.
Absolutely.
So, I don't think that's gonna change.
They've been the kings of the E3 press conference, so... I remember last year walking away being like, wow, Microsoft is really good. Sony's got a lot to live up to. And then...
Well, like, one thing I think they do really well is they the whole fan service thing, like, all right, we know what you guys want, so here it is. Like, in what universe was it a great financial idea for them? Like, you know what? I think we really should just do a 1-to-1 remake Crash Bandicoot. Yeah. Like, well, apparently this one, and thank God. Like, but I would never have thought they would actually fucking do that.
For sure.
I could see re-releasing it, like, but like them doing
the old PS1
them doing a 1-to-1 remake,
and like making changes to it. It's going to have more checkpoints. They're going to alter some of the mini games a little bit to make them more digestible and fun.
That Final Fantasy VII remake, or even just, and this is like not their game, but you really earn fucking like a lot of points with a lot of people by promoting Shenmue 3.
For sure.
That's not even an exclusive, but like allowing it to launch, there and announce their Kickstarter.
Yep.
Because had that Kickstarter announced just not at E3, it might not have gotten funded, or it would have not reached the amount of stretch goals that it did.
It's also one of the, we talked about in the last episode about third-party developers showing off their games at a press conference. Sony has had tons of exclusive deals. Like, Sony is being shown off on the... Call of Duty is being shown off on the Sony stage. Assassin's Creed gets shown off on the Sony stage. So we've been getting a lot of support. I mean, like Resident Evil 7. You could have put the Resident Evil 7 reveal in the Microsoft event. But because they had a deal with them and because they were putting it on VR, PlayStation VR, we're getting the version that we would want to see on Sony. So Sony has a certain level of gravitas to them that is attracting all of these developers to want to put their big reveals there.
Right.
So a developer like a Capcom is going to put all of their big stuff.
Also, like, I just, and this might not be exactly relevant, but I can't see a world where they revealed Resident Evil 7 at a Microsoft press conference. Like, even though I didn't play, Resident Evil 7 on PS4, I played it on PC, but like, it still feels like that's a PlayStation franchise,
and that's because
it always has been.
While that's a huge benefit to Sony, that's a big scariness pill for the Microsoft people out there in the world. That they can't just you don't equate Sony to like Square Enix to Sony.
Yeah.
You don't automatically connect something like a Kingdom Hearts 3. Even though it is coming to Xbox, you don't equate it to it.
Same thing with like Final Fantasy, for the most part. I mean, it used to be a Nintendo
or
thing,
even Grand Theft Auto, which
Grand Theft Auto...
Rockstar doesn't show up at E3. They just don't.
Yeah.
And
Also,
that would have been a big question mark going into E3. Is like, are they gonna be on a stage, and if so, whose? Because they don't do E3.
well, hold on. Didn't they announce that they were going to be there, or did I dream that? But then they announced that they delayed Red Dead 2.
Well,
So is there something else we're getting?
the publisher?
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So which is like 2K. They do a lot of Rockstar stuff.
All right. Yeah.
So
We also have Devolver Digital, which is going to be fucking pretty nuts.
I'm really interested in that one.
I'm
We're
super
going to talk about
interested,
that one 2
but,
weeks from now.
Yeah, that's not relevant to right now though. So, so yeah, as of right now, Sony's a good fucking position. Remember how last week we said, as far as Microsoft, they had everything and nothing to lose?
Yeah.
I would say that Sony only has shit. I'll go ahead and take care of that. Sony has shit to lose.
For sure.
So yeah, any thoughts?
I mean, this is always in my opinion, the most important conference of E3. This is where the majority of really, really good news comes out of. Now, granted, we still have Nintendo to get to as well. We're doing that next week. I think Nintendo's could be super interesting. The problem is there's always a certain level of expectation with Nintendo. There's always this idea of like I talked about in the last one, like, yeah, oh, check it out, we're getting a new Animal Crossing. Great, but we know we're getting a new Animal Crossing.
Right.
The biggest opportunity for surprises, even if Nintendo came out and said, guys, we're doing it, we're giving you that side-scrolling Metroid you want, like, that wouldn't be overwhelmingly surprising. But Sony comes out on stage and says, Shenmue 3 is a thing. We're remaking Final Fantasy VII. Even though Sony isn't doing either of those things, like, Sony is the place that you put those type of announcements. So,
Yeah.
Definitely the one I'm the most excited about. Last year, you did a live stream of it here, and I went to the movie theater and watched it. Not doing that this year. I'm sitting right
We're
here.
all doing it here, huh?
Yeah, me and you, right here, losing our fucking minds. So make sure that you guys watch it live with us. That'll be on June 12th?
Yep.
Maybe June 11th?
We'll get back to the specific times.
Yep, not Sony related, but Scalebound might make a comeback.
Fuck me, Jerry. Fuck me. I don't.
That'd be cool.
Hey, man. Want to be there.
Anything else on the current state?
I did have something. Oh, you know what? No, that falls more into predictions.
Okay.
All
cool.
right. So, I think we're good to move on.
Yep, let's do it.
All right, the VR Play.
Um,
Why don't you coast us in here?
I think it would be best if it was the VR Play with a question mark, because that's kind of the big thing. So last year, us included, we were insanely excited for virtual reality. Like, you picked up a Vive, and I was really excited for PSVR, and I played it at PSX a year and a half ago. Really loved it. And obviously, we don't talk about it as much anymore. We'll do something every once in a while for it. But even Sony, they've sold through everyone that they're trying to sell, so the numbers are fine. It's the best-selling VR, like, home VR headset available.
Right.
But we don't really know, A, what's coming, and B, if there even is more coming, or what that more looks like. Shuhei Yoshida, who's the president of...
You mean more coming for PSVR specifically?
PSVR specifically.
Yeah.
So, we... Like, going from the launch to now, we knew Resident Evil 7 was coming. Farpoint had been announced. Basically every game from last E3 and PSX to now is pretty much either out or it's some small indie game that, doesn't have a lot of excitement or enthusiasm behind it. So, with PSVR going into E3, I'm super curious if they're going to do more with it. Are they going to talk about it more? Are they going to promote it more? Are they going to even dedicate some time to the actual unit? And if so, like, what could that possibly be? I think the big challenge that we've talked about in the past is you can't really sell someone on PSVR through a stage demonstration.
True.
Anytime they do, like, the on-stage demos, those always end up screwing up in some way. So, and you don't really understand or appreciate how cool VR is until you actually do it. So, is it in their best interest to have anything VR related? I mean, to satiate the people like me who have a $400 baseball hat sitting on top of my shelf that I'm not doing anything with?
I don't know if it's worth it. Here's the thing about Sony when it comes to VR, though. Like, I would say as of right now, they are the most important player in it. and that might sound strange, but hear me out as far as this one. They're the only ones that are out there with the VR, like, solution, who are making full, real games for it.
Yep.
And if anything is going to sell people on, getting a VR, whether it's a Vive or a PSVR or an Oculus, it's the possibility that there's shit beyond just tech demos for it.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7 is a prime example. Like, if that was VR only, and it was, and reviews said it was great, I would have bought a headset just for that.
For sure.
And because really, as far as I can think of right now, Resident Evil 7 on PSVR is the only full-scale, like, genuine game that is out for VR, 100% playable right now.
I would say of a big brand, yes.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Last week they just released Farpoint, which is a PSVR exclusive first-person shooter, like a 7-hour campaign. They made like a gun for it that you could buy, which I hear if you can't play it with the gun, then don't play it. I picked it up, but I couldn't find the one with the gun because I didn't pre-order it. So I just bought the regular version. Then I read that it's not that great with a DualShock. So one of my coworkers is going to let me borrow it, and I plan to play it, and I'll obviously report back on my thoughts on it. But that is a first-person shooter, like only in PSVR, full campaign.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other bit is like, okay, Valve owns, they don't, not technically, but for all intents and purposes, they own, Vive, right?
Yeah.
Like they're but the fact that they haven't A, announced, or B, like come out with anything, like a full, game for their, VR solution is just like, what the fuck are you doing? Well, it's typical Valve for one.
For sure.
But, that's not going to help. Because you didn't have anything, that's why it surged in popularity and has peaked and has been steadily falling. And it's going to be harder and harder to get people to push that shit when, to buy it when you don't have anything for it. Like, you missed the boat sailed a little bit. And that's, it's kind of unfortunate.
So, in terms of the PSVR, what do you think, going into the E3, their press conference, whatever they plan to show off at the show floor, like, what do you think they need to do? Did they need to minimize it? Did they need to go all in? Like, what do you
unless they have like something huge to announce with it, I would say just don't talk about it.
So what is
a waste
that?
Of time.
What is that huge thing?
Let's say if they're making it to where
what would you want it to be, expect it to be, etc.
You show a full working demonstration of, let's say, Fallout VR. They've been teasing it. We've heard it's great, but it shows like, hey, there's real games coming. And hey, here's a demonstration of it. And people love Fallout. Like, you get a shitload of people.
Yeah, I think that would do it for some people, but like definitely wouldn't do it for me. Like, and I don't think it would do it for like the mainstream.
No, it could. I mean, there's many games that I've seen where it's like, yeah, I don't like that sort of game or that sort of shit regularly, but that looks fucking dope. Whatever. Yeah. Like, you with Final Fantasy 15, like you didn't like Final Fantasies at all.
I'm so excited to play it.
The way that they marketed it and showed it to you, you were like, that actually does look kick-ass.
Yeah. And I feel the same way about Fallout. Like, I bought Fallout 4 on launch day. Never, just kind of like played it by ear to see if I was going to get into it. Watched you play some, I was like, no, it's more of the same kind of thing that I can't really get into. But it's kind of like the same sort of thing that we're talking about with the Switch when we talk about like, oh, fucking Skyrim is coming to the Switch. Does anybody really care? Well, like, that game sold, 10 to 15 million copies on all of its platforms and PC, etc., leading up to this point. So yes, that is enticing. The ability to play that game on the go or anywhere is enticing for people. But is that necessarily a reason to be excited for it? And that's kind of how I feel about Fallout. Unless it's like a totally new Fallout game. If it's just Fallout 4 working in VR, it's just like, I mean, cool.
There'll be new content to it. Because I don't think that...
For sure.
I don't think the game necessarily would work if you just did like a one-to-one. It's playable in VR. I mean, who knows, though?
Yeah.
Skirt says, my gator, I was going crazy when I pointed at DKP. That's actually because Festus is sitting behind me. They did Fallout VR. It's happening on Xbox. Yeah, I mean, that was just an example. Like, something like that, though.
Jam says he would think about buying a PS4 to play it.
There you go.
So, I do think that we will get a VR solution for Microsoft this year.
Well, you better keep that under your bets.
Do I have that under my bets?
I don't know. I mean, that would be a good place to put it, though.
But we've already done Microsoft. Maybe under Bethesda.
Whoops, that's right.
Maybe under Bethesda. I can do it there. Because we're doing the episode after the Nintendo, and we're doing Bethesda, Ubisoft.
So just like a publisher one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
okay.
that covers all the other ones. And I guess we'll roll Devolver Digital into it as well. Just Fallout 4 in VR. Just Fallout in VR, you fucking chumps. That's massive.
I'm not saying that wouldn't be, sellable. I'm just saying, like, I don't think they would do that. So yeah.
I feel like what they would need to do is they would need to take a big tentpole franchise that they have and capitalize on that in VR. I think if there was some sort of way to do like an Uncharted or a Last of Us type story, or even something like Infamous. I think if they could take Infamous. Now, granted, Infamous obviously doesn't carry the weight.
Yeah. That's such a
of
weird.
something
That's
like
such
a
a
Fallout
weird.
game.
That's such a weird thing, though, because it's like I wouldn't want a Naughty Dog game in first person, like pretty much ever.
I'm not saying Naughty Dog should.
I know, but like a game like that.
I don't want Naughty Dog working on anything but Last of Us 2 right now. I want all 300 of those people.
Speaking of, can we give a very brief discussion on the announcement for the God? My mind's blanking.
Tom Holland.
Uncharted movie.
Number one, this is not, to me, carries just as much weight as when they said Mark Wahlberg was going to play him like 5 years ago. It's just like, okay, when it comes out, we'll see. Number two, it's a video game movie. So the chances of it being good are slim right off the bat.
You know,
The real question, what we're talking about, is the movie focusing on the kid version of Nathan Drake.
believe it or
with Tom
not, I
Holland
think that that's the smart way to do it.
I completely agree with that.
Because I don't think you're going to find anyone like it's going to be really hard to please the fans with who you cast as
dude,
regular Nathan Drake.
I think you hit the
Right?
nail on the head. I think that is the number
so
one
the
thing.
only way to win is not to play
Exactly.
and do something else.
Yep.
You know,
You take the name, and you take the name Uncharted, which resonates with a certain group of people. You take the name Tom Holland, which resonates with certain people, and it definitely will after Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah.
You throw those two together, and you have a recipe for a successful.
and also like I think that it's smart in a way that it's focusing on him with Sully,
yeah,
and who was
Which
like
is
personally my favorite character from the series,
not mine, but
and a lot of
yes.
people's favorite.
Absolutely, a lot of people's
So
favorite. Most people's favorite.
you avoid all of the potential like fuck this guy, he's a shitty Nathan Drake casting.
Yep.
And you avoid that, and you give people Sully, which like there's a lot of people you can cast for Sullivan, right?
for sure.
Yeah, I think that's
The
definitely
internet's
smart. I don't know if it's
calling
gonna
for
be
Ben
worth a
Affleck to do
shit.
it.
Nah, dude, you could have like Bruce Campbell do it. I don't think they would, but he might
I
be
mean,
a
it's
little
not
too
a bad
old.
choice.
It's not a bad choice at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of ones. I don't know about Ben Affleck though. Anyways, yeah, I think
Hi,
just as a
Canada.
brief aside, I don't know if it'll be worth a shit, but I'd say it's the smartest way to play it.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so that's VR there.
Yeah, that's VR. Can't we just get Nolan North and be done with it? The problem with Nolan North is he's like 50. And they need someone...
Well, you want for him to play young Nathan Drake?
or they could-
It would be like in what was that Wet Hot American Summer, where it was like 40-year-old people playing 13-year-olds.
I mean, they could do the Benjamin Button thing,
Ooh,
like what they did with like Captain America,
yeah. But
Robert Downey Jr.
I just
in
don't,
Civil War.
just don't.
Yeah, no.
But yeah,
Pretty cool idea. I mean,
Mhm.
like, it doesn't give me faith or hope that this is going to be a good movie, but I think that that's a good recipe. I think, like you said, not focusing it specifically around stuff that we've already seen.
Yep.
Like, do not tell I don't want him to meet Elena yet. I want the Elena storyline to actually,
well, if it's him as a kid,
actually
you know
work.
for sure that's not going to happen. So
I mean, they can do whatever the fuck they want to. It's
Well.
a movie based on a video game. So.
yeah,
Yeah,
Nolan North
CGI
as
the
Sully.
wrinkles out.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be bad.
That would actually be cool, Nolan North. The problem is the voices would be fucked up. Rudy's Barbecue says, "Hey apes, tackle the rib race. 10 racks of rib, 2 minutes 45 seconds. Win a hayride."
win a hayride.
I've always wanted to win a hayride.
Oh man, I was told about this Rudy's Barbecue.
Yep.
I'm so glad that one of our local eateries is
Throwing
supporting
that
us.
support. Yeah.
I also like how they really know what it is to be from Texas. Those hayrides and everything.
Just to kind of close out this VR segment, I think that they do need to do something, but I really could not tell you what that thing is because it needs to be something that gets people on board without actually
Well, that's
showing
why my
it to
answer
them.
earlier was Fallout VR, but like, if I didn't know that I didn't have to give an answer, I would say, well, I don't fucking know.
I don't fucking know.
They have to do something.
People
but
smarter than
I don't
me
know
will
what it
hopefully
is.
figure all this out.
Yeah,
Ready to move on?
I certainly am.
Let's move on.
Yep. 2017 or beyond?
Okay, so here's how it's going to work. I'm going to list off...
We should make this some bets, I think.
Okay. Should I open a little document then so we can track them?
Yeah, you should.
Okay. Thanks for your patience. Opening up internet tabs.
Prep
New
8
internet
VR.
tab.
I don't know. If you guys saw what we see, I think it'd be a lot less underwhelming
All
than
right.
you think.
Let's start with The Last of Us Part 2. Will we see that in 2017 or beyond?
That's gonna be fucking beyond. For sure.
Yeah, definitely. They've even said it's going to be beyond.
Alright.
That's why this is kind of weird that it's bets. It's like... I mean, I guess it is going to get kind of challenging here in a moment.
James says, what the fuck is a hayride? Basically, it's they do this
That's
for...
funny.
I don't know anywhere that does it up here. I'm sure there's some place in the city you can go to, but it's normally like a thing for kids where there's like a tractor that has a trailer on it, and there's like hay that you sit on in the trailer. And a lot of times it's done for like Halloween.
Yep.
They'll drive through the forest or some shit, and people will jump out and spook
Yep.
people. So that's yeah.
No, it's a completely terrible idea. My guess is that we did it a lot in Louisiana, but
It's definitely like
we were all poor.
You find that not quite in the city sort of thing.
Yes.
You know.
Give him my ex's name so you can go collect it from him. Wait, what?
The hell are we
I don't-
talking? Oh, his non-existent virginity.
Oh, gotcha.
That's how he bets.
Gotcha. That works. Next up, God of War.
I'm gonna say that's coming this year.
Dude, I think that's a risky bet, but that's exactly how I feel.
Because like it still
Actually-
does give us 6 months, right?
I'm going to say beyond. Even though I do feel...
Here's the thing. This is the big caveat here. I don't know if it's gonna come out, but it's gonna be announced for release in
No.
2017. Well, when are we gonna collect on these bets then?
That's why it's weird that we're doing bets.
How about just we'll take bets, but ones that do get a release date, it'll apply to those.
If it
but-
gets a release date, it counts for 20... If it's like, this game's coming out
Listen.
July 2020, then that counts?
Yeah, then it means that it's definitely not coming out.
No, the purpose of 2017 or beyond is, will it come out in 2017 or be beyond 2017?
I know, but like if there's just no release date for it, then we just can't use that as like a nobody wins in that situation. But if all these might get release dates, and if they say God of War's coming December of this year, then I would win. If they say if there's no release date,
If they say it comes... If there's a big 2018 logo...
then you win on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, you see what I mean? But if we just don't get any sort of indication when it's coming out, then that one just doesn't count. Like as far as towards the bets,
To me, that would imply that it counts as beyond.
you can if you want. I mean, that's okay.
Because if it doesn't have a release date, there's no way they would think
You know what?
it's
Fuck it. I'm confident in my picks, so we'll do that.
What did we just do?
Let's see.
God of War.
Idify says God of War 2017. Miss Gerd says, I don't know how
The
to feel.
rumors say it's September.
Beyond. I'm going to vote all beyond. # no balls. You should put more thought into this. If it gets release date, then you get half point. Well, let's just take our bets now. We'll decide how that kind of works later.
The intention of this was to just have a discussion, not to be bets. It just kind of turned into that because we're badasses like that.
Yeah, we're badasses like that.
Yep.
Rudy says a cornbread bun porterhouse burger. It's done, gun get good.
It's done gonna get good. Next up, Spider-Man. Spidooter-Man.
I'm going to say 2017.
I like that bet. Fuck, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Nah.
You going to say beyond?
Whoa, that's not how you spell beyond.
It's just BYOND. Beyond.
I hope it is. Dude, these are the kind of bets that I'm like, I hope I'm wrong. Like, I'm saying God of War is beyond. I
Yeah.
hope I'm wrong. I'm saying Spider-Man's that. Death Stranding, that's an easy one.
Yep, beyond. Idify says, I think you can only bet by the release date. No release date, I would say 2018 is a good call. Yeah. Let's see, Miss Gertz says 2017 it's going to come out with the movie. That was actually going to be one of my bets earlier, which was, or one of my bets at the end, which is...
Hold on to it.
Well, I mean, I think I can do better.
Okay. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Part 1.
Okay, 2017.
Oh, God.
I think we're gonna get the
You are
part 1.
ballsy, bro. There's no fucking way. I'm saying Beyond.
I mean, you're probably right, but I'm gonna go out on a limb on this one.
Dude, I hope you were fucking right.
Me too.
I think that I actually like sitting here thinking about it. That seems like an October release to me.
Just part 1.
Part 1. Days Gone.
Beyond.
I'm gonna say 2017. My first 2017 guess of all.
We haven't heard anything about it, and I feel like this is gonna be one that sits in development hell just for a little bit.
Dude, we haven't even heard officially from Nintendo about Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and I will bet fucking dollars to donuts that'll be out before October.
Well, yeah, but that's like, that's Mario though.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
like that's Nintendo. I mean, like you can with their release windows, they're a little bit more predictable.
Detroit Become Human.
I'm gonna say 2017.
I am also gonna say 2017 on that one.
Let's see.
That
Skirts
seems like a
with me on
December
Final
release to me.
Fantasy. Late 20. Yep. Most people agree with me for Final Fantasy. Days Gone, we're getting Skirts says Beyond. Idify says this year, and for Detroit, Skirts saying hopefully this year. What did you say?
I guess it's December of this year.
Think so?
Knack 2.
Knack 2, baby! Oh man, Beyond. Hopefully,
I'm saying 2017.
don't sully this good year, okay?
I'm gonna say I think that'll be like their October, November like holiday release. Almost through the list. Nino Kuni 2. Revenant Kingdom.
I don't fucking know. Can I pass on this one?
No. If you don't know, just say Beyond.
Beyond. What are you saying?
Beyond.
Okay, if you're saying Beyond, I'll say Beyond.
I think it'll come out this year in Japan.
I'd say that counts. Because none of this shit's region locked.
It's not,
so you
but like,
can play it.
I'm not going to buy it in Japanese. To me, I'm saying Beyond on it because I think it'll be 2017 in Japan, 2018 for us. Rudy's. Well, the sides ain't extra, and you don't get something extra on the side.
You done get something extra on the side. You better believe it. Come on to Rudy's.
If says Knack 2, who cares? I plan to play through that and Knack 1 this year. Hellblade, the newest sacrifice.
The fuck is this?
It's made by the guys who made Heavenly Sword.
All right. Well, considering that what you have up as a Gamescom 2014 trailer, I'm going to say 2017.
Oh wait, I just typed
I'm going to say it's
Sword.
about that time.
Game Informer did a
Hellblade or
cover
whatever.
of it recently.
Then 2017.
You know what? I'm going to say that as well.
Skirt says, "What are half these games?" Well,
PlayStation, baby.
yep. I don't know Ni no Kuni or this one, but
Ace Combat 7, they have already said is going to
Okay.
be 2018.
all right.
It was supposed to come out this year and it got pushed back. And Wild. You remember Wild?
I do not remember Wild.
Wild is a what is the guy's name? Michel Ancel, one of the head guys at Ubisoft,
All right.
and he's working on this game outside of Ubisoft. And it's basically like you play as some sort of tribesman guy, and you take over different animals. And in the trailer, it shows this giant like Medusa-looking lady. It got announced like 2 years ago.
Beyond,
Yeah, I'm gonna say Beyond.
I guess.
And that's it.
All right, those are our
11 games. Just to go over the list and where we stand on it one more time. Last of Us Part 2, both said Beyond. God of War, I said Beyond, you said 2017.
Yep.
Spider-Man, you said 2017, I said Beyond. Death Stranding, we both said Beyond. Final Fantasy VII Remake, you said 2017, I said Beyond. Days Gone, you said Beyond, I said 2017. We both said 2017 for Detroit. I said 2017 for Knack 2, you said Beyond. I think that was the wrong bet on your part.
probably. I just want it to be
Do you want to
Beyond.
change it? I'll give you an opportunity.
You think Knack's gonna come out this year? Okay, fuck it.
I'm confident enough
Fuck
to
it.
say that
I'll
I think you
I'll
made the
change
bad
it. I'll
bet.
change it.
Like,
That was more of a bet
At
as
first-
a joke. Like I hope it's Beyond.
yeah. To me, it's just like, what else can you really do with that game? It looks identical to the first one.
Dude, who the fuck? I know that's Mark Cerny's baby, but like, it just looks like I've never seen a less interesting looking game in franchise mascot. You know, like
It's alright.
Anyways, are you apes going to do a prep ape on developers besides the big three? Yes,
We are. The
fourth one. Well, this is the second. This is 2 out of 4.
Yeah.
On 3 out of 4. I'm sorry, 4 out of 4. Leading up to E3, we'll be doing Ubisoft, Bethesda. I don't know. What are the other ones?
Devolver Digital,
Yeah, that was one.
EA.
Yeah, so we'll be doing all that.
Yep.
What's up, Peb? Good
What
to
up,
see
baby?
ya. And one of you monkeys gonna let me stream at 210p. DSL ain't enough. I think actually maybe if you make sure that you're using the HTML5 player, I believe that one always comes with encoding options, but I don't think that comes like by default. And you might be able to put it down pretty fucking low on that. That's one thing I can think about. I don't know if that'll work for you, but check into that though.
Okay.
If you're using Flash Player, you might be fucked.
Capcom does not do their own press event. So Capcom, we kind of already talked about Capcom, but if we're going to talk about Capcom, it's going to be during this episode. Because, at least from past experience, this is where Capcom shows all their attention is PlayStation.
Right.
So, yeah. Then finally, Ni no Kuni 2, we both said beyond. Hellblade, we said this year. And then Wild, we both said beyond. So,
Damn right. Sounds good to me, man.
you bet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times on 2017. I bet 4 times on 2017. I hope you're right, man. More games sooner is great. I don't know. I feel like a lot of these guys. I feel like I'm playing with fire, even putting Days Gone and Detroit Become Human in this year.
Yep. All right, you ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
All right. Stupid glasses on him.
You know what's great? He had green glasses in the last one.
Oh, I see. I see.
Can you guess what color he has for the next episode?
Red.
Yep.
Ooh. Yeah. Incredible.
I know, right? So original. Okay. Don't you look at mine. I thought you already read them, didn't you?
I read one. Sorry.
You should be.
All right.
So what's
but
your? Do you want me to start, or do you want to start?
I want to go. I want to start with. I'll start with medium. I want to give my medium prediction first.
What?
Well, nah, fuck it. Okay.
How about I give my
we'll
easy
go-
one, so it'll give you
we'll
time
go
to get to your
order.
easy one.
Yeah.
God of War will get an official release date. Official release date. And I can't tell you the exact time, but it's going to say holiday 2017. Here's the problem. That's my prediction. That's my prediction in its entirety. Easy prediction, God of War gets a holiday 2017 release.
All right.
However, it's going to get pushed back to next year.
Well, yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier when it was like,
Yeah.
if we're taking bets on this, it has to be announced for the date.
That-
Whether or not it
that's the
actually comes
decide.
out.
Exactly. That's why I'm like,
That's different.
it's, oh man, a new Batman game is a great prediction.
More pork, less problems.
So that's my easy bet.
Mine's going to be the same, but with Final Fantasy.
Okay.
I think it will come out. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Part 1. It's going to get a trailer and holiday 2017 release date.
We'll get a trailer and holiday 2017 release. Okay. I'm going to add that mine will get a trailer as well, too.
It's funny, I read your hard one, this one that I read, and ours sync up a little bit.
My medium one is PlayStation will launch a new controller option for PlayStation, or show off a new controller option for PSVR.
Yeah?
Like some sort of something that reads better than the fucking moves do.
I fucking hope so. My medium is going to be, we're going to get an announcement of a new Onimusha title or a remaster of the original trilogy.
Or a remaster. I think that, because I was like, new Onimusha title, bro, that should fit in the hard realm.
Yep.
But then you throw in or a remaster. I think you're onto something there. Any release date on the Titanic MMORPG? Yes. Comes out June 21st, 2083.
Oh, okay, great. Predict a new Batman game. That would be fucking killer.
Yeah.
I think you'd be more likely to see that at Microsoft though, like unveiling that. But anyways, we'll see.
I don't think so.
No, I just have that feeling.
We got Arkham City. No,
Mhm.
Arkham Knight at Sony a couple years ago. Not to say that, I don't know. It's not a bad idea. You show it off with the Scorpio. You make it all pretty.
Yeah.
Makes sense. My final one, Konami comes on stage. Actually, no, they won't, because they definitely won't come on stage.
But
that's not a part of my prediction, because they don't do the whole.
Okay, I get it.
Konami announces a new game in the Silent Hill franchise for the PlayStation 4.
That's your hard one. You know, like
that's my hard one.
Okay,
because that's insane.
Yeah, my hard one is that they announced a new Castlevania game. That's what I was thinking, because it's going to sync up, or possibly, and this isn't part of the bet, but like with the new. It might take place in the same art style or universe as the Netflix original series.
By the way, that show looks great.
Yeah, it does.
We saw 30 seconds of it, and I want to see nothing else until July 7th.
Yeah,
which is incredibly
coming
soon.
out fucking soon as shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks so good.
So it's funny that it's said that both of our hard bets are shit to do with Konami. And it's not because that those are such like, oh, they're bringing back an insane franchise we haven't seen. It's like
it's the idea
fact that they're going to do video games at all.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if I say Metal Gear Survive. Like, yeah, I think that's probably a better bet, but I wouldn't put that under hard though. You know what I mean?
Who actually wants that shit?
I don't know. I don't want it, but like, depending, I'll wait. That's one where I wait for reviews to get. You know, the first Metal Gear game, basically ever I've waited for reviews to see.
So, dude, we're at like 40 minutes right now.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? What do you want to talk about? Do you want to end it at 40 minutes?
We can do that and just come back earlier, sooner with the post stream.
Well, no, I'm not. Hold on. Let me just. So, sorry, anybody who's watching this on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
The subscribe button.
The biscotti button. You're going to Vegas tomorrow.
Yep.
But we need to edit to the episode to make sure everything lines up and syncs up correctly.
That will just get us. All right. So if we end it now, that'll.
This is me talking
more
to the
time
viewers,
to do that.
To the YouTube viewers.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Actually, more specifically, the Twitch viewers who are excited about watching us play Final Fantasy VII tonight. So, yeah, we're going to need a little bit more time in between streams tonight because we need to edit it and then, like, what's it called? Not export it. Maybe
well,
it is export.
we're not. There's no way we could have it in, like, done.
We're not going to have it up.
We don't need that. Well, listen. All we have to do is download it and edit it and get it encoding.
Yes.
And then we're playing Final Fantasy VII on the PS4, so like whatever's happening on the main PC doesn't matter.
For sure.
So, yeah.
That whole process, the encoding process, takes like 6 hours. So
it takes like 3.
Whatever.
So yeah, I mean, look, we'll so here's what we'll do.
We may not be back just as quickly.
I think we will. I think we'll be all right. But so let's see. At 8:30, that's around-ish when you should see us back. So that gives us about an hour. I think we can make that time.
Okay.
All right. Let's hit a couple questions we had real quick. Rudy's Barbecue says, getting some extra cash flow. Thinking about getting a PS4. Should I wait for next gen? Nope.
No.
Go and get one.
Yep.
There's plenty of shit now that you can play that's awesome, and there's plenty of shit coming out still.
I think iDefine nailed it about the time that he got it. By the time he bought a PS4, there were at least 10 to 15 really good exclusives at really good prices.
Yeah, man. Fucking, what is it? If you haven't played Bloodborne, just that's reason enough to get a PlayStation 4. And that's the bottom line.
We didn't even talk about Bloodborne 2. That's definitely happening.
You think so?
I actually read something that almost confirmed it. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
Okay.
We got time, right?
I guess we do, yeah. Adify says, Vegas, baby. Depending on what time I arrive in Vegas, I'm going to need to crash with you guys till my room is ready. You Gucci, man?
5 reasons Bloodborne 2 will be at E3 2017.
Yeah, what are those reasons?
This is from Monday the 22nd.
Okay. See, I haven't heard jack shit about this. And
Fans are desperate to hear more about a potential sequel. Commenting on a NeoGAF thread entitled, Do you think we'll see Bloodborne 2 at E3? Moon Studios' Thomas Mahler left a pretty interesting reply. He said, I'm 99% sure we'll see it.
All right.
So a guy in game development.
Yeah. That's good
doesn't
enough for me,
work for FromSoft or anything like that. 99% sure.
I'm going to send you guys some hooker grams in Vegas.
Ooh.
Ooh. That's pretty good.
Just reading this. Yeah, I don't see anything else. But basically, yeah. Bloodborne 2, baby. I'd find you should play Bloodborne.
Yeah, no, we saw the trailer out of it. It looks badass.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And June 7th, New Castlevania. Fucking, that's so
July
quick.
7th,
Like,
yes.
so almost here, too.
Yep, I'm so fucking stoked. I hear it's only gonna be like 6 episodes though.
Make sure that they're male and herpy infested.
Ooh,
Just one herpy, though, not herpes.
the herp.
Just the herpy.
All right, well that's
All
pretty
right,
much
guys.
it.
We'll be back in about an hour
Go to the next slide real quick.
with
So we can do our post plugs.
yes. We'll be back in about an hour with the post show, Final Fantasy VII tonight.
Yep.
Make sure you check us out on chainswipe.com for all of this shit. YouTube.com/chainswipe, Twitter.com/chainswipe. Or you can join us on Facebook. We have a neat little community there where we share fluids and all sorts of things. That's Facebook.com/group/the Chainswipe group, or for all of our badass merch, including new logos, old logos, whatever you
between
can want.
logos.
Hoodie footy pajamas for some reason.
We do have those hoodie foods.
cafepress.com/apeshop. That'll be it.
We'll be back next Thursday with a Nintendo focused episode. And if you guys have not done so, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us out a lot. It helps us get visibility. The more subscribers we have, the better chance we have to like show up on people's lists. So go subscribe, tell your friends about it. Also, we are 10 followers away from 700 followers.
Neat.
So go create all the fake accounts. No, not really.
Don't do that.
Please don't do that. I know it's a silly thing to ask because we're a very special snowflake of a type of human being that people would be interested in enjoying our content. But if you have a friend that you think might be interested, tell us about them. I mean, tell them about us. You can tell us about them too. I don't know how effective.
All right, now it sounds like we're
you.
e-begging. All right.
No, we don't do this often. So
Okay.
tell them. Go tell them.
All right. Chris Kern says DKP is a Nazi. Right here, buddy. Fuck you.
That was proof.
Oh no! Apparently, that's like little known fact that the flipping the bird originated from. Oh goddamn! All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right,
Major
we'll
Tom.
be back in about an hour, boys. DKP, and see you soon.